and hit the floor of the big crab snatch and grab them out. He's coordinating. We're gonna have a mobile unit there with SWAT on his team, but not SWAT and ready to do. Okay, that is good, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because the government shutdown, people get desperate, and they'll do a lot of stuff. And yeah, with numbers like that, they can't even stop them. They don't care if they're jailed, you know, they had whatever pictures of them on the database.
So,
Yeah.
procedural wise, if you don't get it,
They think they can get away.
Really, they should have some people within 5. Not open till 7.
On command, ready to move. And sheriff department coordinating, what he'll do.
I just saw that just about an hour ago. I was like, oh my God, crazy people.
I hear stuff out, but I'm busy, and then she mentioned how I'm not sure where we're at, so then I gotta remember if somebody's connected with the.
Yeah.
who's that stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Steve Sherdell.
Yep.
He's. Kim, same thing. Baltimore City Corporate City Council meeting Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. Vice President Lee Steele with the invocation remaining standing question.
So, Father, we just come to you. We ask for wisdom. We thank you for the stuff that's on the agenda tonight, that we could come together for the better of the city and the community. So, with the Board of Committees and membership renewal and the red light cameras report and the law enforcement drone program, we know that's a great tool, could be used in every area. So we thank you that also for our city attorney and things that will be decided there for the better for the community, for the people. So we just give you all the praise, glory, and honor in Jesus' name. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, have roll, please.
Mayor John Eric Hoover,
Here.
Vice Mayor Chris Mayer,
Here.
Councilman Robert Hubbard,
Here.
Councilwoman Lisa Burke,
Here.
Councilwoman Christine Sullivan,
Here.
City Attorney Nancy Meyer,
Here.
Operations Manager Sal LaCarey.
Here. Thank you. So we have no minutes to approve tonight, so moving right along, comments from the general public. I do have one signed up. Danny Fields, welcome.
Okay, Danny Fields, 8114 Lil Kid. I'm here again to just thank you guys for everything that you do for our community. Again, for what happened with Walmart, with the car show, great turnout. Thanks for everybody being there and public relationships and working together. But I want to remind us, we do have an event coming up on November the 1st from 11 to 1 at Waterfront Park, 8119 Old Post Road. And it's Fall Fest. We're going to have fish, hot dogs, and tater chips and stuff like that, and snacks and popcorn.
What kind of chips you gonna have?
Tater chips. It's a country phrase. I know. You got
I know.
on that. I should have just said chips. See,
Give him an extra minute for tater chips.
that was good. Okay, give me an extra minute on that. Okay, thanks. And so the police is supposed to be there and fire department to help out, to pass out candies for like a trunk or treat deal. This is a great event to be able to continue to reach out to the community, to build that relationship with the city, the police, fire department, and public works, and all those that represent the city here, and the communities and business, because a lot of businesses locally support this and put money into this and show up at this event. We will have Christian serving motorcycle people there doing the cooking, and so Leonard's already bought the fish. It'll be fresh and ready to go, and they'll deep fry that. So anybody likes fresh fish, they'll have that. And they'll be carving pumpkins this year. There'll be face painting. There'll be all kinds of good things going on there. So we're going to have like a hay set up with a background where you could get a photo op with family or people and friends there. So I hope to see you there. We'll continue to work in the park and in the community and support our city and all that we do. So I think I will mention it is an event sponsored by Somebody Cares and area local churches together. So it's not just one church, it's really a community effort with the churches kind of networking with all these different agencies and different groups of people. So thank you. Yes, you can
That is all the signups I have. By show of hands, anybody else like to speak? Nope. Okay. Seeing none, bring it back to comments for city manager. Pass it over to our acting city manager, Sal Carey, for his comments.
Thank you. I'm filling in for interim city manager Andrew Butterfield, who's out on medical leave. I have been in contact with him. His surgery did go well. He's in good spirits, and we hope to see him back soon. The CRA resident resiliency coordinator Derek Smith, Director Darrell Rose, and I met with members of the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council on Friday the 24th for an on-site visits at Brasher, Olsdern, Nix, and Waterfront Park to gather information for the park conceptual plan. Basically, they are assisting us with doing a 3D model and basically park concept that we want those 4 parks to look like in the future. We did talk to them about the splash pad. We did talk to them about the amphitheater. We mentioned the observation tower or observation area at Brasher Park to go beyond with the walkway that go beyond the mangroves and do that. We have mentioned all those things, but there will be an open house on November 13th here at City Hall. They're going to bring some of those ideas for the general public, and anyone can attend. We just want to try and pool as many ideas as possible before they get to a finished product. With this, it'll allow us to to attach that to an RFP, to go out to an engineer to start designing and doing the engineering for these items if council wants to move forward with this concept. There's been a new 200 feet of 6-inch water line was installed on Bayview Drive from the casino entrance to the Hooters entrance. This was a plan that Hooters had to comply with a 6-inch fire line, so this new water line was installed by a contractor, by them. It was not done by the city, but Darrell Rose was inspecting the entire job at the entire time. Our finance department has initiated the ADP workforce program to streamline the city's payroll system. This was something that Adam asked for months ago, and they've been involved in training. And finally, that this is the first week that everyone has been logging onto the portal and clocking in using this system. The roof at Olsner Park bathroom is scheduled for replacement. This is something that we've kind of held off for quite some time. We were trying to see if we were going to get that covered as a insurance due to the storms, but after the inspections were done, the damage that's been done to the roof is just old and age as opposed to what was done from the storms. But the repair is minimal. We're actually going to do a metal roof on there, and because of the size, it's only going to be about $2,000. The Senate Manor lift station restoration has been completed. This was a project that council approved about a month and a half ago. They completely rehabbed that lift station, relined it with a spray liner, and redid the pumps and reseated everything at the bottom. So now it's fully operational. The air curtain for the city's brush pile will arrive next week. Public Works and the fire department will coordinate to burn the existing brush pile. The fire department has initiated and completed CPR training for the majority of city staff. We had the training done here at City Hall. I believe that they have one more training that they're going to do at the firehouse for some of our later shift police officers that they're going to do, but the majority of staff has been completed. The police department partnered with the Drug Enforcement Administration and Walmart for a drug take-back program, an event where everyone can turn in their unneeded medication for proper disposal. During this event, they collected about almost just shy of 40 pounds of medication to prevent it from ending up on the streets. This was done over the weekend. The police and fire departments participated in a trunk or treat event at Warner Boyce Salt Springs State Park. From what I was told, it was very successful. They had a good time, just as much as they did at the car show. So it was a good event. The police department also over the weekend, they were very busy this weekend, participated in a grand opening of Pasco Honda, which
Honda Port Ridge.
yeah. So our upcoming meetings this Thursday, the 30th, there will be an events committee meeting at 5:30 p.m. Our next MAP meeting is scheduled for November 6th in Dade City at the Green Door on 8th Street. And the open house that I mentioned will be on November 13th to gather more park improvement ideas for Brasher, Nix Waterfront, and Olsner Parks. Derek and I and members from the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council, they'll be there. So we hope to see anyone who wishes to come and provide us with additional ideas for the parks.
Cool.
And that's all I have.
Thanks, Sal. Okay, next up is comments from boards, committees. Do we have any board committees comments? No. Okay. Moving right along to our consent agenda. Item number one, the motion for the consent agenda, October 28th.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda for October 20th.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Seeing none, put it to vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is council business. Item number 2, board and committee fiscal year 25-26 membership renewals. Mr. Perry for introduction.
Actually, I'm going to pass this to the city clerk. This is one of her things that she performs throughout the annually. So
This item happens annually. I send out letters to all boards and committee members. They are supposed to send their responses back to me if they wish to stay on the committee or wish to resign. The list that you have is everyone who has responded via email or letter, via electronic or in person. And it is up to you guys if you want to approve or deny all of the boards and committee members for fiscal year 25-26.
Okay. So bring it back to council for motion and our discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the board and committee member list for fiscal year 25-26.
There a second?
Second.
Okay, a motion and second. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Seeing none, bring it back for a vote. All in favor? Linda?
Sorry.
You're welcome.
Linda Rodriguez, 5917. I heard you talking earlier, but just there are corrections. On the CAC, I'm down there twice, and Lori is vice chair. And I heard you saying that earlier, but I just wanted on the minutes that.
Problem. There is a discrepancy on the
Oh,
spreadsheet. I'm going to update that. The CAC.
Yeah.
Those changes happened after I sent this out to council, to my knowledge. So I'm going to update that, and all of the department heads as well as CAC will be notified.
You can't come in pairs?
I have a couple comments I could make, but they're probably not. One has to do with my size. I could fit both seats.
Oh, no.
But anyway, so I heard you talk and I knew about it, but I just wanted to
Sure.
that for the minutes that it was noted that
Yep,
There was 2 corrections.
no problem.
Yeah, and
Will
I
be
noticed that
corrected.
because on the chairperson, it does show the reappointments submitted, but
I think that's when I was moving.
yeah. We could use some help on the CAC. We get a couple of positions open if you want to come twice.
Another seat too, there's 2 vacancies, I can do that too, I can jump from chair to chair.
Yeah. All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bob, I'm not hearing you, by the way. Are you there?
Ashley had me muted.
Oh, okay.
I did. I had it muted at the beginning just in case.
Okay.
So if
Really?
you could, while you're not speaking, stay muted just in case any of your background.
Yes, ma'am.
Please and thank you, sir.
Okay. Next up is item number 3, 2025 annual red light camera report. I'll pass that to Mr. O'Carey for introduction.
Per Florida statute section 316.00834, the city must prepare a written summary of the report highlighting certain information that is provided to the Florida DHSMV annually and read it into the record of a council meeting before the end of the calendar year. The report summarizes the period from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Following this report, interested members of the public will be given an opportunity to provide comments on the program. I will turn this over to the chief for any questions that the council may have on this particular report.
I did somewhere. Somewhere it said we had 5 cameras, and then it said we had 2 cameras. How many cameras do we have?
2 intersections.
Yeah, 5 cameras.
5 cameras, 2 intersections. Okay.
One of these, there's a couple questions on here that was a little concerning, I guess, and that was, let's see.
There was one about where
Did you-
some report wasn't turned in, or something wasn't turned in.
Well, so if maybe we just go down this, I think it's question number 4, as required by section 316, blah, blah. Did you present your red light camera data report as a single agenda item at a meeting? And it was no.
Right.
Is that a bad thing?
That's no until tonight, and then it'll be yes.
Okay.
That was the one I was talking about.
So that gets flipped over in a sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the data being there, obviously in question 5. There was something else I thought was, let's see if I find it here.
Where did I see that there was a loss in the red light camera? There's a parentheses.
Consent agenda.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
What's that all about?
Was that this?
The consent.
Yeah, this 14,000. Yeah, American Traffic Solutions. So we were under, or we were over budgeted, I believe. Is that? So we didn't achieve what we budgeted for or something? Is that what this is reflecting here for the year?
Yes, I believe it was anticipated to be 1.6 million, ended up being 1.4 million.
So that's probably why that small amount there is like 14.
People are learning.
So we didn't actually lose 14,000.
No.
Okay.
I think that was probably the only one. Yeah, I think that's it. Any other questions or anything on it?
The
Yes,
report needs to be read, the whole report. Per the statute, it says that the report must be read aloud at a regular meeting.
Oh.
So someone needs to read.
I'd be happy to do that if you want to do it, Chief. Let's,
Whoever, doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Where do I?
It's going to be a summary, I'm pretty sure. Let me go back to the agenda.
I think it would start on that first page where it says pursuant to Florida statutes.
From there all the way down?
Do the,
What page number is
just
that?
that first page.
Oh,
First one.
His report.
Page 12.
Yeah, that page 12 is the report.
Oh, that's all I need to read? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, pursuant to Florida statute, section 316.00834A2B, this report is submitted to the City Council of Port Richey to provide an overview of the operation and results of the traffic infraction detectors, TIDs, also known as red light cameras, within the city. Each year, the city is required to prepare a written report for the Department of Motor Vehicle, DHSMV, detailing the outcomes of this TID program. Beginning in 2024, municipalities operating TIDs must also submit this report to their elected governing body, read it into the official and allow members of the public an opportunity to comment. This report covers a period from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. The TID program is managed by the Port Richey Police Department under the direction of Chief of Police Frank Rosario. The city contracts Vary Mobility as a vendor for its TIDs. During this reporting period, the city operated 5 cameras at 2 intersections, US 19 at Ridge Road and US 19 at Grand Boulevard. Over the course of the year, a total of 11,737 notices of violation were issued. Of these, 7,065 were paid. 79 notices of violation were contested, with 9 being dismissed, 56 being upheld, and 14 notices of violation awaiting final resolution. Additionally, 2,325 notices of violation resulted in the issuance of a uniform traffic citation. There are no notices of violation currently pending issuance as uniform traffic citations. During the covered program year, the TID program generated total revenue of $1,403,029.36. This amount was comprised of $1,196,914.42 from paid notices of violations and $206,114.94 from paid uniform traffic citations. From the $1,196,914.42 collected through notice of violation, the following allocations were made. $533,865 was deposited in the Department of Revenue's General Fund. $76,233 was allocated to the state's Health Administrative Fund. $22,885 was contributed to the state's Brain and Spinal Injury Fund, and $37,945 went to the city's Police $5 Fund. The remaining balance of $525,923.42, as well as the $206,114.42 paid from the uniform traffic citations, for a total of $732,037.84 was credited to the city of Port Richey. And that is the report.
So my understanding, the $533,865 goes to Pasco County or the state of Florida General Fund?
State of Florida.
State of Florida.
So we have the 700 number, whatever that was. And that goes into our general fund, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess we just need a motion to approve the report, or what's or just for discussion?
I think you need a motion for public comments that they're allowed to ask any questions.
Yeah, any public comment? Okay. Seeing that, I guess we're done with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Just have to be reported to you guys.
Okay, next up is item number 4, Florida Department of Law Enforcement Drone Program. I'll pass that to Mr. Carey for introduction.
Thank you. The FDLE has opened an opportunity to provide the city with financial assistance to purchase 2 drones, one for the police department and one for the fire department. As part of their drone replacement program, the drones must meet the compliance requirements outlined in Rule 60 GG-2.0075 Florida Administrative Code. Staff is in the process of preparing a request for a cash advancement. In order to qualify for this method of payment, we must provide a valid executed purchase order to ensure that the purchase is ready to be made immediately upon the receipt of the advanced funds. So basically what we are coming to tonight is for council to approve us to create that purchase order. So then it's basically going to be a wash. As we create the purchase order, it's very similar to the water plant design that we're doing, where FDEP is providing us funds before we pay them now. It's pretty much the same thing.
Okay. So basically $50,000 goes out, 50,000 comes in, replace it, and drones come in with it. So is there motion or discussion?
Motion to approve purchase order 82627 and purchase order 8628 in the amount of $50,000 for the procurement of 2 drones, $25,000 each, one for the police department and one for the fire department. A cash advance will be obtained from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Drone Replacement Program to purchase the drones.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Seeing none, put to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is item number 5, city attorney discussion. I'll pass that to Mr. Carey for introduction.
At the 10/14/2025 City Council meeting, the council instructed staff to reach out to other municipalities, see what they pay for attorney services. Staff were also instructed to prepare an invitation to bid for attorney services. Mayor Hoover asked City Attorney Nancy Meyer to approach her firm and request that they keep the current hourly rates and consider a longer-term contract. Trans-Biagno does not want to change the terms of the renewal contract, and the City Council needs to provide directions to move forward with the current firm or post the City Attorney position for proposals.
Okay, thanks. So I'll open up the floor to motion and discussion on this, on what we want to do going forward. I can start with a little something. I obviously was disappointed to hear that they weren't willing to negotiate on that. So that was the rates that they want to go with. And so I think, based on what council discussed last meeting, it sounds like we need to go out and look for some services. I do have something that I can contribute. That I had a conversation 2 years ago at Florida League City's conference, and I met Wade Voss. I think they pronounced the last name, from the Voss law firm. Very nice man. Had a long discussion with him, and at the time, and as I mentioned last meeting, that I've always been concerned about the cost of the city on the attorney being uncapped and whatnot. And the way that they do their contracts is they look at what you've paid on average across a certain period of time, and then they come back with a set amount that they provide you the same services at a lower rate, and it's capped. And you actually see an example of that in the packet. Brooksville is currently using them. If you look at their, I think it was like $206,000 some dollars that they were averaging on their attorney per year, and they came back at about a 27.5% discount on that for a flat rate of $150,000 for the year. And that's kind of how they do things. I do have a copy of his card here that if you guys wanted to reach out to the firm and talk to them as we talk about other things. But
if you're going to go out to bid, you don't.
Right. But they can still ask questions about.
If you're gonna put a request for proposals or invitation to bid, they cannot talk to you guys until they.
Oh, until we put the bid out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can invite them to that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I think they definitely provide the information, but if that's the route you're going to go, Sal can reach out and get whatever, make sure they know about it so they can provide their information to you. But then when the bids are open, they can be here. You can ask them questions, do that kind of thing. But there's a lobbying provision and the request for proposals, you should be talking to them if that's the route you're going to go. If you just want to not do that and give them a call.
Right.
But if you're going to go out to bid, I would suggest
Okay.
not.
Well, we haven't decided what we're going to do yet. So
That's just my warning.
gotcha. No, perfect.
Do as you wish.
So I'll pass these out. So that's obviously what Nancy says is true. I did speak with Wade today, and they're obviously very interested. I said the council will be discussing tonight, and if we were to go out to bid, they would be interested in bidding on that. But again, that's all.
You said they're the ones at Brooksville?
They're Brooksville, and they actually they're currently with Brooksville, and it's one the arrangement you see there. They also had Dade City for, I think, 3 or 4 years. I did reach out to Mayor Black today as well, just to kind of see what they thought, because they don't have many more, and he had nothing bad to say. And so that's all I know. The only reason I bring that up is, like I said, I did meet this particular individual, and we had a lengthy conversation. Really smart guy. It sounds like it's something that we could entertain. But if you guys want to go out and bid and just see what's out there, they would be interested in putting a bid in on that process as well. So
On page 38, where it has the pay schedule broken for all the cities.
on page what? You said?
38.
Okay.
Where it has it broken down.
Right.
The other municipal city. Are those all current dated last year?
City,
Are those contracts longer? I know it says that at the top, but was the contract done last year, or was it done?
these are just the current contracts that they have on file. So even Brooksville's is from 2017. So each of them have different years that they were renewed. So
Right,
but they were
They're
just
not.
done just this year.
right. So and they're probably coming up for renewal at a certain point.
Newport Richie's is the latest renewal.
Yes.
That was 150, and now it's 162.20.
3.
Oh, that's current number?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's current.
Newport Richie's is the current number.
And that's another thing too, if we wanted to reach out to Timothy Driscoll, because obviously the council that's over Newport Richie, they meet on opposite weeks as us. So that's, we could definitely reach out to him as well to see what he might be one, or just, like I said,
Is he just individual or is that a firm too?
he's individual, I believe. Do you know, Nancy?
I believe he has his own firm.
Yeah, he's
And
his
this
own.
is,
So he's not.
this is a whole firm. So
That's a
you-
whole firm.
So you don't know who you're,
Right. There's, they have, I think, 14 cities within Florida.
They recently have Rockledge City, St. Pete Beach, Neptune Beach, Melbourne Village,
anyone local?
Sebring.
They, when I talked to Wade
No,
today,
more than that.
I'll see in St. Pete, there's a guy down there. They have firms, I guess, around the different areas that they have attorneys that are, I guess, associated with them or something that they do. There's the lady that's in Brooksville. She goes to their meetings. I think they're the first Monday and third Monday. I don't know if it'd be her, but you would. I know Wade said he has commitment himself on the second Tuesday of the month. So it just depends on who from the firm that they have available on the nights we would need them. And obviously they fill in for different things as well, is how they kind of operate. So
According to their website, they actually have Cocoa Beach, Fort Myers Beach, Anna Maria, Neptune Beach, Daytona Beach, St. Pete Beach, Rockledge, Okeechobee, South Daytona, Brooksville, Oakland, Indianatown, Bunnell, Barefoot Bay Recreation District, I don't know what that is, Sun and Lake of Sebring, Orange County, Monroe County, and St. Augustine. So they're pretty big.
I mean, it's like I said, the only reason I bring it up is because I met the guy 2 years ago. I had actually brought the information back at the time to have a discussion, and it didn't really go anywhere. And so I was just bringing it to you.
Well, one of the discussions we had the last time was over the fact of getting an attorney or having a firm.
Right.
So
So that's a great question. How would we, if we wanted to, could you put that all out in one bid per se? Where you
because personally, I like having a firm because
Right, you
there's a
have
lot
the-
of reasons to like having a firm.
Yeah.
I a lot.
I understand what you're saying, and I respect that. But I have plenty of attorney friends of mine who are not with a firm, but they network with all kinds of people. So if they need expert advice, they can pick up the phone and get that same advice just between them.
Yeah, but if they can't be there, are they going to send one of their attorney friends to sit in their place?
So I guess the other part of that is that let's say he reaches out to, let's say he needs a real estate expert or something, then they have their own rate structure, right? You're not under contract to that. So with a firm, you get whatever the contracted rate is, whatever they provide you, it's the same contracted rate. So that, that's really the difference there. Not that they wouldn't have the ability to reach out to
So
folks.
the answer to your question is what?
So
We go out for a firm. Are we able to go out for individuals at the same time?
Yeah.
Sal, is that something we could do?
Well, with the RFP, you can request anything you want. So you can request both firms and individuals.
I think we want to do both at the same time and
I
say,
agree too. Yeah.
That's not a problem. So just so you know, the RFP, if we get it out, if you guys approve to do that tonight, the ad will go out in this paper, and that RFP will go out on Monday. That will be 30 days where we do that opening and then bring those to council. So it's going to be kind of tight between with our timeline, but once again, Trask can stay on board month to month until we get this resolved.
yeah, what is the month rate on the current contract?
250.
So it's the same. That didn't change going forward. Okay. So basically, what happens is she's at 215 now, as of January. Is it the end of January?
Yeah, I think it's 28th, 26th.
Okay. Basically, so in February, if we continue to use Trask, it'd be at 250 an hour until we
I
find
think
something.
that gives us enough time to do something, doesn't it, Sal? Or the holidays going to coincide with that?
The only, we usually just ask for the second meeting in December, which is done traditionally that we don't meet. But I think given that timeline, before February, we should have this done. I see no reason why we can't have this done by February. Definitely.
It's currently 2:15.
Yeah.
10.
210.
I think we're
Oh, you're right. 210, and it goes to 235 as a new rate.
So if you put an RFP out tomorrow, you get them 30 days to get their information into us if they're interested. And then we have X amount of time to look at it, review it, make a decision.
Mhm.
Who does that?
How it's you guys
You
decide.
guys, yeah, we
you
come
guys,
to you, and
yeah.
you could have let whoever. This is my recommendation. Whomever responds, let them know on certain day we're going to discuss this. Please come. So you that they're here, you can talk to them, ask questions. That's kind of you're going to want to know things and ask them specifics about what they can and their experiences are and that kind
Then
of.
is this proposal for trash still in it?
The firm would decide if they would respond to if you put a request for proposal out, the firm will decide if they're going to respond.
Yeah, and they could respond with the same thing they gave us or something different.
And I can't tell you sitting here what that decision
Well,
will be.
Right. But
Yeah, they
I
had
didn't
the
know
option.
if trash was automatically in
We
or.
have to respond to the request for proposal.
Now, so there's are we? And I was talking to Wade about this today too. Yeah, I guess it's different. Do you have to go to bid for attorney? Because sometimes our attorneys are excluded from the bid
You
process.
don't necessarily have to. Like if you wanted to just continue the contract, you could just do it. If if you had somebody in mind, you could do it. The more common way is to do that to get the
Right.
responses and have some
Right.
different options, the right fit for your.
With the RFP, it specifies to these firms to provide packets. We could basically put it out. We could put out an ad and an advertisement for city attorney, and then just have those come in as opposed to going through the official process of putting something out to bid. We may get a lot more responses in just a couple of weeks as opposed to waiting to 30 days. So that might shorten the timeline, but you definitely want to be specific that you know in the RFP. It's like I said, it specifies the entire structure of their firm, who they'll be providing, everything like that. That's how the RFP is outlined. The job description has quite a bit in it, but it's not as detailed as an RFP will be.
And I like the RFP obviously because then you get a competitive bid. They're going to come in at what they're probably the lowest they're willing to go, as opposed to just reaching out directly to somebody where they're just going to shoot you a price. At least they know it's a bid process and there's other people competing for that. So it's always the best possible way to get the best price. So
What about though, if we were to find, say, a retired attorney or something that would be quite a burdensome task. We could maybe find somebody locally and
if you want to put a bid, that's a bid on
would
it.
want to give the option, would we not, to just submit a resume and interview?
So if you actually put the bid, you have to conclude that process first. And then if you didn't like any of the bids, you could always entertain,
You could do it again.
but you'd have to close the bid at that point, and then you'd have to go out another process.
Yeah.
You couldn't intermix the two. You couldn't just have a bid process and say, "Oh, slip this resume, and we'll look at you." It has to go through the bid
Everyone's
process.
trying to comply to the bid process, and then if you're just going to have someone just drop off a resume, it's going outside that process where all these other firms or individuals are complying to the actual RFP.
And I guess technically we could, if you didn't do a formal bid process, you could always just announce it like you do your city manager. Hey, we're looking for an attorney. Send in your stuff, and we'll
Where do
review
we
it.
put that at?
I'm sorry, what?
You said just say you do the city attorney announce it. Where do you announce it?
At the employment sites, I guess. Is that?
Florida League of Cities,
Maybe Florida League of Cities.
I mean, you got Florida
don't
Cities.
know.
You got attorneys out there now that are looking for that.
anywhere that
Florida Bar might have a site for
Facebook Marketplace.
Honestly, you could. I mean, you could. I don't know how many
You take a
attorneys are
picture of
looking
City
on
Hall,
Marketplace.
say, hey, we're looking for an attorney.
Maybe I should start using that for my
Get Christine, put it out there on AI.
That's right.
Get some bidders, man.
That's right. Probably the most common, would you say, was probably going to bid process. So
Because it does, like I was saying, that the request for proposal lets the firms or the individual know what you're looking for. They'll, from that, can maybe see if they're the right fit. And then they're going to provide you with information to kind of give you an idea before you even meet with them if they look like they're going to be the right fit for what you're looking for. And of course, it gives you the numbers, which is something you're.
in a case like this firm where they actually look at your spend over your average spend over a period of time, I guess would you put that in the packet, or if somebody, let's say, put out there and they say, hey, in order for us to provide a bid, we need to know this, and then
There's a provision that they can call the city manager or the clerk to ask
Get
questions, information. And remember, our records are public records. They can,
Right.
they can ask for them.
Yeah. So one of the things in here with Blaylock Walters, which is St. Leo attorney firm, whatever they applied to it says land use and government law.
Mhm.
So is that something that sometimes that they're both experts in both? Because
I think it depends on what you're looking at. Like it might be the person, that might be what that person specializes in.
Mhm.
So land use obviously is one thing that we deal with. Government is kind of the bigger overall arching theme of
Do
what
you
we're
have
doing.
land use?
My firm has-
expertise?
yes. I personally do not. My firm does.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's obviously the advantage of having a firm. They have attorneys that have specialties.
And like in that case, that individual you're looking at might have a land use specialty, but may not have the procurement specialty that someone else would have. So
Gotcha.
someone else in her firm probably, maybe, I'm not saying she doesn't, but that might be someone else that handles procurement issues or employment issues.
Are you looking for a motion?
Well, sure. I mean, we can figure out kind of consensus-wise what we kind of want to do, but if you state a motion too.
I make a motion. We go out with an RFP to look for either a firm and or an individual, and put it out to as many places as we have to, and we wait 30 days to get the right person. And if Trask is the right person, they'll rise to the top, and we'll make that decision. And if they're not, then we'll make the right decision for the people and the taxpayers.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion, a second. Any further discussion?
I just want to make a point. I was thinking about this, and I just wanted to inform council if I didn't. So, just for history's sake, and with the coming of a new city manager, in my time here, I've always seen either a seasoned city attorney or a seasoned city manager work with one or the other. This would be the first time that I've seen where you would have a new CA and a new CM simultaneously. So, I just wanted to make everyone aware of that. So usually a lot of times one relies on the other for knowledge, of the city. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention.
Yeah. No, and I actually mentioned that to Wade when I talked to him today to just get his opinion on that. And he said, believe it or not, it's not that uncommon that happens. He said, a case where you both are relatively new at the same time. So he says it's not uncommon. Benefits to both, obviously. So anyway, for what it's worth, but very good point for sure. Where was I?
Your contract.
Yeah. A second. Is there any further discussion?
When does your contract end?
Very end of January, so the 26th of 20, it might be in here, 26th, 28th, something like that. Well, it's the very end of January.
Any public comment? Seeing none, I put to a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
We're not hearing Bob.
Bob, you good?
Yeah,
Okay. So, ayes have it unanimously. Next up, that's concludes council business. Next up is comments from the mayor and city council. I'll start with, I think about virtual last time first. Vice Mayor, I'll let you start.
I'm excited about where we are as a city. I'm excited that we're moving, we're making decisions for the taxpayers, and it looks like we have some great things on the horizon. So I'm encouraged about where we are right now as a council, and I'm encouraged about the council we have right now.
Thank you. Councilwoman Burke.
No, good. I'm waiting on old business.
Okay. Councilwoman Sullivan.
We have the park planning on November 13th here, and I wondered if we could get an update or if there is an update available from council regarding the restrictions at Waterfront Park. Waterfront is part of that.
Yeah, you were working on that, right?
That's
We
what
have that.
this pretty little folder is right here. It's got my tabs. I can tell I'm still looking for or waiting on some information. Some of the, as you know, because I know you went through this, some of the agreements reference some permits and things that are not part of the recorded documents. So I've done some public records requests to see if I can get those that may or may not change, what the ultimate answer is. It looks like if you kind of just ignore all the older stuff and just look at where we are right now and the deed that conveyed this to the city, let me find the right language. I highlighted it here for you. You are governed by a lot of these like some of the permits that we don't have. You're governed by the other agreements, but there's language in the deed that
The FCT portion.
that came straight to you that says
They supersede, I think, is that?
that all building structures, improvements, and signs shall require prior written approval of FCT as to purpose. And then it talks about even like removing trees and stuff like that. You need to get approval from him. And it doesn't, so in this document itself, it doesn't say you can do this or you can't do this, but it's saying pretty much anything you want to do, get approval. Older documents talk about you can't even have a structure. Newer documents say you can have a structure. So there's definitely been a change. It's just not clear that you could sit here and go, we want to do an amphitheater. Yes, no, you can't. You know, we have an answer. It looks like it's going to be a process of what's the vision. Then we're going to have to go to the contact person that's listed and say, this is what we don't, you know, I wouldn't say go spend money and get an architect and build it, but what's the vision? What are the things we want to do? And we'll probably have to get something in writing that says, yes, move forward, don't move forward.
Yeah, I comment on that. She's the lady FCT that does our county and other counties as well. She's I forget her name. What was her name? Anyway, she basically said, no, it didn't have to be an engineering document. You can actually just do a kind of a straw document, what your vision is, what you're going to replace things. It doesn't have to be anything, ornate to get that initial dialogue going and approval. And then once they do that, then obviously you go back and you do the appropriate engineering or whatever. But
and it references in the deed bringing the property to the city, a project plan.
Cortez.
There's nowhere else I see the word project plan. They don't define what a project plan is. There's no project plan that I can find. So that might provide more detailed information. That's going to be something I wanted to talk to Sal about requesting from
and we have a plan that was updated in 22, I think, or something that she mentioned. I think she sent it to me to look.
Yeah, I believe it's 2022 when we updated the plan, but there wasn't much changes at that time.
Right. So
and then the time before that is when we built the new playground at Waterfront. Basically, like Nancy said, as long as they see the concept first. So if we take that concept, we put it together, we put that package and say this is what we want to do at the park. They'll review it, and usually you'll just get some feedback. Like I said, their main concern, because they're a part of FDEP, is maintaining X amount of green space per X amount of what you want to do. They don't want it to be an entire parking lot, for instance. So, I think that as long as there's like a give or take relationship as far as being open, even on parking, if we like do natural GeoWeb type of parking, if we we plant a few trees here, do some landscaping here, around the amphitheater, I think they'll be more than happy with that. It's more like a give or take type of situation. And once again, they just, like I said, because they're part of DEP, they have nature in mind. So, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of, when we're talking about the footprint, I would assume that, because what we talked about with the Tampa Regional Planning Council was the amphitheater was going to go in the same location as the existing pavilion. So you're using the same footprint, which is a great spot for it because with the hill and everything, everything is tiered, it'll work out perfectly there. So with that existing footprint, you're not really going outside of that. You may go a little, a few more feet out, just to make sure you accommodate everything, but it's really going to be the same. So with that in mind, they'll definitely be open for that.
Yeah, she did say too that it's not like you request it and they like hard no, and it's basically you request it and they may come back with because you've only got 7 acres and you're wanting the size, we'd be amenable to a little smaller, or you could go a little bigger. So they work with you on what your vision is to keep the spirit of the agreement in place, but allow you to do things with the property as well. And so
I remember a few events from the past that I got stipulated. One was the ramp. We were going to close down Nick's Park's ramp and we were going to put a 4-lane ramp over Waterfront Park. Tom O'Neill had a big design drawn up for Nick's Park, put up a boat ramp, nice park, and we had the whole thing engineered over at Waterfront. So much so we got a contractor, and so we went to full permit. He got blown out of water, and then moving the boat ramp out of Nick's Park. That got blown out of water. Sal, you might remember it about 10 years ago.
I recall some of that, but I'd have to look into that. I'm not 100% sure on what that plan was.
Yeah, that was spearheaded more by Pasco County. Tourism wanted to have some world-class fishing tournaments here on the river, and they had this big project in mind. It was about over a year's worth of work and time and everything, and it all got blown out of water. And before that, like over 20 years ago, when Newport Ridge got their amphitheater put in, we wanted one, and that didn't happen either. I do not know the details on that. That was a long time ago, but that got turned down. However, in '97, it says, I believe in there, you can't have docks, but they did approve docks along the west side of Waterfront Park, and a permit was pulled to put docks in to harbor large vessels all along the west side of the Waterfront Park, which we had talked about. So that's promising. It looks like we might be able to do that, as well as a bridge over to the waterfront district. So, and like I said, that a long time ago. The changes, I think the trustee, John Gray, has passed away, so you got new people up there. But it's handled by the Trust for Public Land at the California company, and it's based, they got an office in Tallahassee. And maybe we go to Tallahassee, maybe we just stop in and say hi. And see what's up.
Well, we actually have a point of contact there at FCT that we deal with on these things. So I think what we need to do, obviously, is complete this thing with the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council, where they kind of come out, public input, and see, kind of create that vision, pull our plan that we have, and kind of dust that off and make changes of the outcome of that exercise. Submit that to FCT and start that review process, and then work with them on how we execute that vision.
Right.
And then they'll tell us.
Yeah, get it amended and have a book, so we know do's and don'ts, and what we can actually do would be nice.
Right.
And while we're doing that, because Waterfront Park is the only park where we have that level of involvement. So we can work on Brasher, we can work on Olsner, Nick's Park. Mm-hmm. So I mean, while that's being reviewed, we can focus on the other one if we wanted to go out to engineering on, let's say Brasher Park or one of the other ones. So we can we work on others at the same time.
Yeah.
And I will, if I receive any of the documents I requested for public records requests, I'll let you know that. I don't expect them to change the ultimate thing, but you need to let them know what you want to do, and they're going to say yay or nay. Yeah. But I'll let you know if it gives some specific yes and no's about it.
I would think that if there were some additional restrictions outside the FCT, that the FCT, because they're the governing body that does that they would have to take those things into consideration.
It should be referenced in that to let you know that. So I'll see, because the docs mentions a couple permits that we just don't have.
Yeah.
And that, unlike with the project plan, it sounds like Sal might have what might be the project plan that's referenced in there. It's not connected.
We have the older version,
yeah,
so we'll be able to just.
That's one of the things that the FCT does. They look at that plan,
yes,
and it's like any comp plan or whatever that you're following your plan. So obviously, if we're going to kind of change the scope of that plan and add some more things like amphitheater, what have you, dockage or whatever, we just put that in the plan, submit that, it goes through, and then we start to execute on these things with them.
This is not outside the box. There's many parks that they work at throughout the whole state that have done the same exact thing as far as an amphitheater, modernizing equipment, things like that. So this isn't going outside the box. So I think that they're going to be very, very on board with what we want to do.
And that meeting is the 13th?
The 13th is the open house with the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council. Myself and Derek will be there. We're going to set up some boards. They're going to have some concept ideas, and then if anyone else has any additional ideas, they want to gather as much information as they can, so then they can put the model and the packet together for each of the parks.
Okay. Anything else?
When you finalize this, can you make us like a binder that we can keep, make copies? Everybody has, so that we'll have this forever.
Yes.
Okay,
it's going to have to be a big binder because the documents just are old. They're 18 by 14. I had to search long and hard in my office for 8 by 14.
Oh, I'm sure.
We don't have that anymore.
Right. No.
But we can definitely.
You.
There's no reason to keep doing this every time you guys decide you want to do something. So absolutely.
Thank
Do
you.
we have a digital archive here anywhere?
I know, right?
Not that I've.
We don't. Yeah, I'm talking about, like, do we have a server room? It's got hard drives in it that's backed up in the cloud that we have all this stuff into, where we just go into a library and pull
It got deleted or it got locked.
We have servers for each department that basically digital records that
Are they backed up anywhere else?
Thrive, our company that we have, our data server company, they back everything up You know,
When you
not
put it
only
in
in
the
the
cloud,
States,
it's redundant.
everything is backed up redundant here in the state, and then they have another. I can't remember where the other out of state facility is.
So
But it's
this,
backed up.
I'm
Everything
just,
is backed up.
this should be a file we go to Waterfront Park
And that's what's gonna be.
agreements,
That's what
and,
we're-
and
yeah.
boom, right there. It's for any future folks who sit in these seats here. It's like there it is. It's right there.
That's-
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like with the summary page
Yep.
that says this is,
And if there's anything we pass to the next generation, is for us to get our crap together when it comes to digital storage and pass that stuff on. So
I'm
we're not.
working on it.
Speaking,
It takes a lot of time. but
speaking of
I'm
that,
working on it.
so also we have a lot digitally, but we also have some stuff that's probably not been
No.
digitized, right, in folders and stuff that are we making efforts to kind of get all that?
Yes.
Okay.
But it is
Takes
very time consuming and just identifying old documents and making sure they're the proper
Right.
documents and if they meet destruction. And of course, if they meet destruction, there's no need to scan them. That's redundant work. So if they meet destruction, they go bye-bye. And if they do not, they get scanned and put in the appropriate
Is
spot.
there any kind of software system that would read the document and automatically put it in the right place?
No.
Yes, there is. There got to be.
I will talk to my IT person about that.
But some of the older documents we have heard it's even
Yeah.
hard to read them because they've been copied and copied. So that might.
Well,
I know we
OCRing
convert
old
it.
documents, you can, but as far as the state of Florida with the destruction schedules, everything is very down to the precise thing. Some things are permanent. There's whole different descriptions on all different kinds of forms.
So
So
there's no kind of government stuff that does that, or
nope, it's all manpower.
Plus, a lot of our documents were scanned with technology 15, 20 years ago with scanning technology, but they weren't scanned as OCR, which is now a standard for ADA compliancy. So a lot of our resolutions, ordinances, a lot of our plans, documents we have them digitized, but we need to redigitize them and rescan them or set them up as OCR, which is now today's
What
compliance.
does OCR stand for? Optical character recognition. It basically takes, when you scan it, it actually turns it into text.
so digitized like floppy disk digitized, or like
No.
hard drive stuff. Hard drive stuff.
Hard drives.
Hard drive,
Okay.
cloud is the backup to the backup. I mean, you can scan stuff to a flash drive, but that is not secure. Those go obsolete. So the cloud is the backup to the backup.
Here's kind of where I'm
drives.
going with this, and this is not taking a shot at anybody here because you guys work harder than anybody I know. But I got a water receipt the other day. I had 72 cents on my water bill, and the mayor was kind enough to pay the water bill for me and bring me back a
He
receipt.
gave me the dollar. I didn't pay for it.
It was a handwritten receipt with a stamp on it. And I'm just wondering, is there not a better way that we can do this without somebody walking around the office ripping things in half, two pieces, then they gotta count it again, read double entry? Isn't there some way that we could fast track all that where it's all done digitally? Hey, would you like me to email your receipt? Sure. Click,
Well,
boom, done.
We have ACH, we have credit card payments, we have all forms of payment, but sometimes someone will come and pay cash or someone will pay with a check and they want a stamped receipt. So it's just the part of the bill that they receive, work time wise, it's quicker for them to go ahead and stamp and check off and then hand that back to the customer as to walk over to their station, scan that receipt in, and then email that to you. So it's a faster process for them. If you requested it in the email receipt, they will give you one. But at that time with the receipt that he did, it was just quicker for them to stamp it and sign it off and hand it over to them. But we do have customers that get emailed receipts all the time when they when they pay by credit card or they get the ACH automatic out of their checking account, they get electronic receipts all the time.
I'm just thinking, get away from printing altogether. Just tell them, hey, we've gone to a digital system and this is how it works. We need your email address and boom, that's it.
Well,
We don't print anything anymore. We don't buy toner cartridges. We don't update.
the more our
printers. We don't-
customers sign up with email, the more we can get that out to them. But we don't have 100% compliance. So until we get 100% compliance, and you're going to have seniors who still. I'm going to put my hand up because there's a couple of bills that I still pay by check. I still pay by check because I don't want to pay the fees.
Yeah.
So I pay by check, 2 of them. But a lot of them, some of them are automatic, some of them are paid by credit card. But a lot of people today still, they still want to pay cash and they want to pay by check. So
You would be surprised how many people actually come here every month and pay their water bill by check.
Yeah, or cash. And that's why
It's shocking.
we're moving away. We're trying to tell people, it's on our bills. Sign up for ACH. Sign up with a credit card, automatic payment. Do that, so then you don't have to worry about coming here anymore. But people still want to come. They want to do their rounds. They want to go to lunch and stop and pay their bill and go about their business. Say hi to everybody. So that's why we have multiple services open. It's not just one thing. It's we're trying to accommodate everybody at the same time.
And I'm happy to provide that service for anybody. If they want me to run their money up here, I'd be happy to do it.
Even 72 cents, right?
Well,
I don't know how that happened.
I don't
That was
either.
gonna be my question
Yeah.
later.
I was like, I'm getting ready to get charged a late fee on 72 cents.
So, anything else, Christine?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Councilman Hubbard, you're up to bat.
Hello.
Hey,
Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're happy about Gresham Park, so that the people want it back. So is that November 13th?
yes.
What time?
5 to 7
5 to 7.
Yeah, don't schedule any vacations then.
p.m.
I'm hoping that I can leave them. I was going to talk to Brian and Greg Lake. They got a drawing of their still house. Try to get that maybe to Christine's group, and they can get with the architect or an engineer. I think Greg and Brian have a contractor that did that. They can probably put a really good deal together for us, and maybe we can show a couple of these other ideas. I think it'd be great to get Gresham Park back together. Another thing I was hoping to do tonight is get a work order started on Apex 2016 portable stage. If we get this work order in now, possibly, I talked to Jeff today, we might be able to get that by June for a summer festival, like 4th of July festival. If you guys want to have an event or something, we might be able to get it by then. And I have a rundown, the whole price on this, with everything completely loaded, delivered, and everything is $143,218. That's with extra stage, the screen drop in the back, everything. I think that would be a great asset for the city, and hoping that we can get a work order started on that. I can get all the stuff to sell and get that started.
So Bob, couple things. We don't have that in the budget, and two, as of yet, we don't have council direction to move forward that purchase. So the first thing is if that's something that you want to spearhead, obviously you take a motion, make a motion to do that purchase. And we have to get, council has to vote on that.
It wouldn't be a work order. There wouldn't be any monies involved. It would just be a work order. It would, as far as the budgeting, that's what we talked about, to give Adam plenty of time to appropriate the funds next year for that.
So
just get it started.
So a work order to do what exactly?
That would put in and just order it. Order the stage, put it in.
Right. That would be a purchase. And so a purchase order is what you're talking about. And so again, we don't have council direction to buy the stage, nor was it budgeted. So the step is probably that if you'd like to consider doing that, we can do one, two things. You could act on it now, and we can take a vote. You could actually ask for consensus to put it on an agenda where it can be on an agenda item. We could all look at it and make a decision at another meeting.
I want to add, and I'm not sure this might be the only that does this. This is the sole place you can find it, but if it's not, this has to go out to bid.
Yeah,
it's well above the threshold.
25,000.
Yes.
Yeah, so this has to go out to bid. We can't just pick one. If there's other companies that provide it.
I couldn't hear Nancy.
I'm sorry, I was saying that you have to go out to bid for something of that value. You need to get bids. You can't just pick one. Even though you think it's the best deal, you need to go out to put out there that you're looking for it and let companies provide bids.
Yeah, Bob. Anything over 25,000. Is that the right number? Anything over 25,000, basically the governing entity has to go out to bid to get prices on it. Now, and that company you're actually mentioning, they could bid on that, but there might be another company that does the same thing that would bid lower or whatever.
There's a few. Most of them are overseas. There's a few, and that's fine. I mean, I kind of did that, but I think.
Yeah. Well, if it's a sole source, obviously that's that's another issue, but that, how do you determine if the sole source or not?
Find out from the company, and they usually have a nice letter that says they're a sole source.
Okay.
I know that's important, but I think you just said there's other companies.
Yeah, so.
that would be something that staff would address and start for him. If that's the direction of council.
Yeah. Well,
Information I've got, and the two company I dealt with, he can find another one. He can compare and get bids and put together the package that I have here, and he can bring it in the next agenda. That would be great.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? Let's see if the council has appetite to put that on the next agenda where we can discuss it. So, is there any objection to putting item on discussion to consider purchasing a portable stage? Any objections to that?
I mean, I love the fact Bob's out here looking for alternatives for us for entertainment, all that stuff. I think that if we think the boat at $100,000 is going to cause the people to get excited out there, $140,000 stage parked in the parking lot gathering rust is another one. And I think we should probably be focusing on the things we have at hand, like the design of the park Sal's doing right now in the Florida League of Cities, looking at an amphitheater versus a backup amphitheater that we're going to have a real amphitheater for. So I don't know. And again, I don't want to discourage any one of us from taking some chances, doing things that are positive for our community, going outside of the box. I love that Bob's coming out of the box with a lot of stuff right now. I really do. That means a lot more to me than him sitting over there not saying anything. So please don't take this as a negative towards Bob, because it's not. But I don't think $140,000 stage right now is a wise decision for us. And I don't want to burden the new city manager who's getting ready to sit in that seat over there with stuff that is going to be taken away from him really pulling some pieces back together that we have here. So that's what I think.
And I'll echo that as well. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you had money sitting around to burn that you wanted to have a tool and toolbox to have that. I mean, it would have some value. But I think obviously with the focus on injecting capital into these parks and looking at amphitheater as more a full-time venue, I think our money would be better served there. And at the end of the day, this wasn't budgeted for this year, so we would have to rob Peter to pay Paul to move forward on that. So I wouldn't be in favor of pursuing that, at least not at this time. Anybody have any other thoughts?
I don't have any problem discussing it, but yeah, I mean,
And I don't either, but again, we don't waste time either on things that we really don't have a.
I don't have any problem discussing it either, like Lisa, but what I don't want to do is burden our new city manager with another thing that he's got to run out there and deal with. That's all.
Any comments? Or?
I mean, I just learned tonight that there's a possibility of getting an amphitheater at Waterfront Park. I mean, after I reviewed those documents, that's not what I gathered. So I'm excited that we might get something, permanent. So I don't have enough information to, even be thinking about a mobile stage at the moment.
Yeah, Bob, it's what I'm hearing is it I don't know that timing is right. Why don't we? And I mean, I can put it to a vote if you want to take it that far, but it doesn't sound like there's a consensus there to at least move forward discussion on it now. But
Okay.
what again? We got a lot of things going on with the parks and all that, and like I said, like Christine mentioned, the potential to actually put a real amphitheater there. We should definitely focus on that, and that's going to be a significant expense as well. So I think we'd be better served to kind of focus on that, and if that happens to fall apart, then we can reevaluate.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Is that fair?
Then it would be more of a necessity
that's good
to
wisdom.
look into that.
Are you okay with that, Bob?
Well, if you guys don't want to do it, then I'm going to do it.
Well,
It's not that we don't.
it's not that necessarily don't want to do it. It's just we've got a lot of things going on that may eliminate the need for that. That's a more a better option. Like I said, if we go through this and we find out we can't build an amphitheater, obviously it would be nice to have a stage here in the city for different things or whatever. And if we can't have that venue, then I think it becomes more of a pertinent conversation. But I think it's a little premature to discuss that purchase now.
Okay.
But that was definitely good thinking outside the box. And like I said, those things are, and I will say this too, we can always, if we do need something like that, those are available for rent on a one-off. So if we needed to put something on it where we in a process of moving forward on the amphitheater, we could always rent one for a minimal cost for a weekend or whatever to satisfy that need.
Well, and I also wanted to add that if this does not fall through, or does fall through with FCT about the amphitheater, by the time we get to budget season, we can put this money aside, we can plan for it,
Right.
and then execute it the following year. And like you said, at the time, if something does come up, we can rent a stage and get that done.
Yeah. So I don't want you to think it was a bad idea, because there's no idea is a bad idea. It's the ideas that are bad ideas are the ones you don't mention. So I appreciate the legwork on that. And like I said, if we come to find out that it's not going to work out some of the other things we're working on, we can definitely review that for next budget season at a minimum. So, anything else you have, Bob?
No.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot. Really, I don't necessarily have anything, but I feel like I should have something.
Oh, I have some. I'll take your spot.
Go ahead.
I do. Yeah. There's a couple things I wanted to discuss. One, I think Ashley sent an email about ethics training dates. I don't know if there's a consensus on that yet, but Mr. Mora is holding those time slots, so I need to get a date.
I wanted to have more so this discussion with you guys together, because via email, you guys are sending multiple days. It's not really a consensus. And just to reiterate, it's not just for you guys, it's for our board and committee members to have this 4-hour training. So
the dates that he is available, I'll just throw them out again. October 3rd. All of these are from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
October 3rd.
November. I'm sorry.
Going back in time.
I will not
we
be
missed
here.
that one.
I will not. Didn't I already have this 4-hour training?
you guys can have a different way to do it. This was mainly geared for our boards and committee
Okay.
members to have Randy come in and do it.
Gotcha.
And so you have to do it every year.
You
have to do it
You've
every
done
year.
it this year. You don't have to do
I've
it.
done
You've
it
already
this year.
done it. You've met your
And
requirement.
it's a calendar year from. So you're good.
Just 6 months ago.
Perfect.
So the dates that Randy is available are November 3rd, November 5th, November 13th, November 19th, and November 20th.
And I responded to this.
November 13th,
You did.
November 20th.
What dates did I have? I was available. I think it was
Hold on. But I did want, and I don't know if Nancy was going to bring this up. We need to modify.
Resolution,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
But
need
that's,
to
that
modify
needs to be
that.
after we do that. We need to do this and then talk about that.
Sure.
November what?
I
3rd is a
I would
Monday.
really prefer the 3rd if I can get
Third.
anybody on board with that.
3rd, 5th,
Yeah.
13th, 19th, 20th.
3rd is next Monday.
Yes, and that's my only thought with that is it's not a lot of notice for people, but
I mean, I don't have to take it, but I
Yeah.
won't be here anyway. So if you like the 3rd, I'm good with the 3rd.
Let me look at my calendar. I
really
can't remember if
need
the
the
3rd I was
third.
available or not.
and it will be
Are we
recorded
gonna have a pizza and soda on the 13th?
on the 13th. Sal stepped out. We'll have to ask when he comes back.
So we said the 3rd or the 5th. So regardless, don't we have some, do we have anything else that
You
week?
know, the 13th you have P&Z, right?
The
We
12th.
can't. No, because that's the holiday. No, wait.
No, it's the
Okay.
12th.
I've already moved another day.
No,
In
you're
my
good.
head.
You're good.
Okay.
Wednesday, the 12th is planning and
Okay.
zoning and council.
Yeah, I think the 3rd I said I was okay. I do have something, but I could miss that.
I could do the
I
3rd,
think
I
the
guess.
3rd is a little too
It's not a
soon
lot
to
of notice.
notify all boards and committee members.
That's my only concern.
We don't have any other Mondays or Tuesdays.
Those are
It's
the,
not, it's not.
yeah,
me,
those are the
Randy's
5 days
other
that
one.
Attorney Mora
But
provided.
we don't have anything on next Tuesday, correct? So the only thing next week we'd have would be, we could do the 5th.
So the 5th is that's the Newport Richey Rotary Club Veterans thing. So I'm not available during that time. There's other people as well.
How about,
And I will share that Attorney
I don't want to do the 20th.
I shared with I will share that Attorney Mora had shared with me, because it is so late in the year, that if you all have your training for the year, you have to report. Your resolution was passed to help boards and committees understand the requirements of sunshine and public records, because all that stuff applies
I think
to
I
you
know
too,
it.
right? So he had suggested, since it's late in the year, if anyone on the council needed it, you could go to the League of Cities, and I think Attorney Moore has some coming up I could tell you about that you could watch online. And then we could set it for next year, and that would get your requirement for next year done as soon as you wanted to. Since it is late in the year and schedules are crazy and the holidays are coming. So that's just another idea. But you guys need
League
to
of
have
Cities,
it.
you can do it online.
I believe they have it by Zoom.
Mine, when I filled out my,
Is it charge?
I don't
whatever that
The League Cities is free.
form was, so I had to,
So
I
we
had to
just-
watch a class
4 hours straight.
before I could fill out that form.
4
To
hours?
check the box, yeah.
Okay.
So I did mine.
The full 4 hours?
There was a box, yes, and I had to check a box, so I had to watch a 4-hour video online
Do you
that they provided a link to.
record the
They won't
Compliance?
check the box until you watch it.
The
Right.
one that Randy
Right.
did,
Well,
I
mean,
recorded.
suppose you could.
That was
You
the
were supposed to
2-hour
watch
one.
Video, so I did.
how do you track electeds?
Oh, no, electeds, no, that's on.
The ethics department
your own-
does it.
Yeah, the
You would
ethics
report
does
it.
that, not me.
As long as it's documented.
Right, it's provided online. There's a
I'm good
link
for the
online
fifth.
to a 4-hour course, and then there is a checkbox in the form that you fill out, and you're supposed to take the course before you check that box. So I took my course.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
probably good then.
Yeah.
I'm good for the 5th.
I can't do the 5th.
I
I can't do the 13th. I have the MPO meeting. The only one after that I could do the
19.
19th, 20th. Actually, I could. Yes,
I went
do
the
those.
night. You didn't say 19, did you? You said
I
20.
meant to. Sorry. 19 and 20, both of those days. The 19th or the 20th.
19th is a Wednesday.
Could we aim for December and get a Monday or a Tuesday?
I can ask him.
That'd be great.
I can do that and I'll send you all an email, but you won't reply all.
I'm good with the 19th or 20th.
I don't think that works for.
Well, if you don't have to take it. If
I
you-
don't? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, then I'm good then. So I'm good with the 20th.
What about
If
Bob?
you make a requirement, you do not have to attend.
Okay.
Bob, are you there?
I'm here.
Have you taken your ethics for this year?
Did what?
Have you taken your ethics 4-hour ethics requirement this year?
I haven't. So.
I took them last year, not this
Yeah,
year.
you got to take it every year. So this applies. So are you good on the 19th or the 20th of November, from 10 to 2?
Let's see.
I'm good on both days.
I'm good on both. What day
The
is tonight?
19th
What day do we have council?
is, okay, and you said 19th or 20th?
19th or 20th, from 10 to 2.
The 20th would be better.
What did you? Lisa was 20th. You couldn't do.
I can. I'd rather do 19, but at 20's fine. 20 for Bob.
That work? Yeah.
I'll work with everybody.
20th works for me.
20th is Thursday. That gives another day for folks to.
I'll
You
even
owe
take
me,
the ethics
Bob.
again
Yeah,
this year.
I could probably do it on the 19th. I did back the 18th, so
It's too late. We're doing the 20th.
Yeah.
You're too late. 20, 20, 20.
Yeah, you don't want to come back from vacation and jump right into ethics. You need a day to rest.
Oh, but Attorney Moore is so funny.
Yeah, Randy does do a good job, so it probably doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I will let him know that and
Ethics from 10 to 2.
put it on your calendars and
20th, right?
yes,
Yeah.
10 to 2.
November 20th from 10 to 2. All
Okay.
right.
My-
Other,
Yeah, my calendar looks clean. Did I give you the 20th? I just want to make
I
sure.
was trying to look for your email and I can't find it. I don't
Let me
know.
just verify that I'm good.
Already went.
I'm pretty sure I am. Sent.
And that'll be here at City Hall.
yes, sir.
Yes, I was good on 20th. So 20th it is.
Okay, perfect. I'll let him know. The other two other things I wanted to bring up a while back, we did an ordinance to amend your chapter 90 land development code, where you increase the base flood elevation to 3 feet. After that, Senate Bill 180 came out, and you can no longer have that 3 feet. You have to go back to 1 foot.
Do we need to have a?
So I'm going to need to do an ordinance. So I need direction from you all to draft the ordinance to return it back to 1 foot. I'm going to look at the other changes you made to make sure none of those are contrary to Senate Bill 180, which Senate Bill 180, as a reminder, we can't make anything more burdensome or restrictive than it was prior to the date that's in the statute.
So with that procedurally, the stuff that they did that preempted that, doesn't that supersede what we have? So, I mean, we can do an ordinance to fix it, obviously,
Right.
but
Even if you chose not to fix it, you can't enforce it. It's void, right?
well, right. So that's why I guess that's what I'm asking. Let's just, well, I mean, we should clean it up, obviously. But my main concern is I think obviously with Chick-fil-A and other things people are trying to build or whatever, that they're kind of on hold.
I don't believe anybody's been told they have to do 3 foot. I think the staff
So
knows.
they should move forward with anything based on the 1 foot.
Yes, this just cleans up what the legislature's requirements.
Okay. Well, as long as let's get that taken care of, but make sure the staff isn't holding these up, waiting on that ordinance, because they can proceed at the one
Then
foot.
they know that, and they would like to get the code fixed.
Yeah, we'll fix code.
Explain it to
It's
people.
pretty much for the code.
Yeah.
For the code's sake, and anyone reading the code, and
Yeah.
anyone doing research, and if you have any other future developers that haven't approached development services, but they're looking online at the code, you don't want to scare them off by
Right.
them seeing
Making
3 foot when it's supposed to be.
Well, I was under the impression that this was we need to get this done because it's holding things up.
As far as I know, it's not holding anything up, but I have not been told
So,
that.
yeah,
maybe
please
they're
reiterate-
doing something.
Please rate the building department that they are to move forward at the 1 foot.
They have not told me that they have. So,
So we'll get
but
to
I
that.
will.
So you'll
I'll
see
find
that.
out again tomorrow.
You'll see that at the next meeting if you're. I'm not sure which city manager is going to be.
Oh, you'll still be here
in the
next meeting
seat.
for
No,
sure.
I know. You'll see it at the next meeting depending on if the city manager puts it on the agenda. I'm just not sure who the city manager is going to be at the next meeting. And the last thing I have is I noticed when I was doing some other work in your code that your home-based business code is out of date. It is legally incorrect, and it's a couple years out of date. So that needs to be updated. But I need your direction to draft.
What
the ordinance.
specifically is that?
I didn't write it all down. The legislature pretty much preempted. You can't regulate hardly. You're very limited in your regulations on your home-based businesses. And I don't have it in front of me, but
So there's some in there that regulates home-based business that we can't
you
have.
can't have. We just need to try.
Any objection to Nancy?
So it loosens the restrictions
Yes.
on home-based
Yes,
businesses.
it is more business friendly.
Great.
Hey, we're all about that.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know if that is an issue. I don't know if people are coming in here getting told they have to do what's in the code, but we need to make sure the code is correct. So,
Any objections
if they're
to
looking to do it, they know what they can and can't do.
any objections to fixing the business code, the home-based business code? Okay.
That is all I had. Thank you.
Do you have something else? Nope. Okay. I did remember what I wanted to say. So just to give you an update on negotiations, I did speak with Don on Friday, and he is asked to review our benefit information to see if there's what things he would be interested in or maybe not want to take or whatever. So he has that information as of yesterday. I've not heard back from him since. And then I'm waiting on Andy to be ready to have a discussion as well. So I'm hoping next couple of days he'll be up for that. So, but I want to give him some time, also with his hip, to do that. So my goal would be to have everything solidified by the next council meeting on the 11th, I believe is.
Nothing
12th.
but Veterans Day.
Oh, so okay, so 12th. So that would be my goal, is hopefully have everything back to council, consider that on the 12th.
Can I provide a recommendation for the negotiations? Something
Sure.
that I'd like to see in the contract?
Sure, that's okay.
I would like to see some performance-based raises. So rather than getting the whole chunk up front, that there be a 6-month increase and possibly a year increase based on some goals that we review at 6 months and 12.
So basically with a ramp up
Right.
time
Sure,
to salary.
right.
Sure, I can discuss that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
That's a great idea.
Just for some clarification, so when you say bring up on the 12th, like just to discuss, because Nancy would still need time to draw up the actual contract.
Yes. How much time would you need to do that? I mean,
I will not be here on the 12th. Someone's going to be in for me because I'm in a different town on Wednesday nights. So I won't be here. But if you decide that night, everyone knows what they want and what it to look like, it won't take long at all. It's just us to give me the information. I can get it back to you by then.
and I will say too that when in our discussion with Don, I kind of asked what he thought from start period, time frame, or whatever. He's good with starting like first of the year. And I said, well, kind of would like to have the option, have you get here sooner and have some transition time or whatever. And he said he would probably, the earliest he'd want to start would be mid-November. So I think that talking about that contract on the 12th, that could possibly meet that if he wanted to start on that mid-November time frame. So but I'll say all up in the air. But I just want to kind of give you a.
But he had mentioned that he does have vacation with his wife.
Does have vacation in December?
We need to honor that.
Yeah, and that would go without saying. So, and that's I think it's early December, second week or something like that. So if he was to start mid-November, we'd have him for that period. Obviously, Thanksgiving holiday would happen. Then he would be gone in December. And again, the goal is to have Andy in place at the same time for a transition period, so he could cover while he's gone on his vacation, come back, holiday, Christmas time, be worked out, and then as we get into the new year, figure out what stops and the other one takes over. And along that same line, with when we get to the numbers or whatever, I was thinking about somewhat of a ramp up period, but tying it to specific performance metrics or whatever. I'll have those questions. That's a good idea. Anybody else have anything they'd like me to discuss on negotiations while I'm doing that? Okay. This spawned from Don because he was looking for some, or was it somebody else looking for some docs on our website, and I mentioned that to you. I think the comp plan and then the strategic plan. Did you ever get those out there?
Not on the website.
Okay.
I can get those to him as soon as possible. The comp, we have the older comp plan. The new one hasn't been finished. The new one,
Right.
Bleed yet.
Well, I think that's some value to have the older ones out there, even if we, so go out and look at the last one and see the changes if you see the new one out there. So anything we can get out there that's of importance, like those documents, we should have that out there for the public to look through. And I think that's all I have. The event committee is going to meet on Thursday, and I know I brought back the goal is to have a Christmas event the 5th, 6th, and 7th of December. We do some kind of tree lighting ceremony thing in Waterford Park on the evening of the 5th, and then we would have on the 6th a market going on with probably some either DJ music or something or other, and then we'd shut that down at 5, I think, because the Newport Richey Boat Parade starts at 6 or something, I think is what we talked about. So we'd open the park for the event, we'd shut it down early for the boat parade, and then come back on Sunday, and we would have continue some stuff, and then have some music, a couple bands or whatever, country, bluegrass or something there in the evening to kind of close out that event. So that's obviously we'll be talking about that on Thursday.
Maybe you already discussed it, take to the events committee, if we're gonna do a tree lighting ceremony, that maybe residents could bring their own ornament.
Yeah.
And everyone could,
Yeah, so we worked. I mentioned that at the meeting on Thursday. Steve with Hits 106 on the committee. He wasn't at the last meeting, unfortunately, but hopefully it's the next one. I know he was going to look into, if you go up and down the water, you can rent those lighted trees that are really big. So I think he's going to look into that. I don't know if you can hang orange on them or not. You might be able to. Or if we
it'd be fun, especially for kids, like to bring their
Yeah,
own,
I like the
own
idea.
ornament and put on, or but even for residents, people like to do things like that. It's your own little park.
And we could maybe do a big tree like that and also do a smaller tree where you could put the ornaments on. But I'll bring that up on Thursday. But no, that's a great idea.
Way to involve other people.
And while I got you, obviously, since you book music and stuff, I know you do individuals and smaller groups or whatever, but we may reach out to you to see if
maybe you better do that really quickly because they book way out. So
but we like to have some live music there on that Sunday to kind of close out the thing.
Yeah, just the sooner the better.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to be volunteer for the event committee, would you?
No,
we get you on there right now. If you
No.
Right down her alley.
Yep.
You think so? But
She's a walking, talking event.
Yeah. I don't need to entertain anymore.
I did go to the Orlando the other day with the MPO. They met with Metro Plan Orlando. Metro Plan Orlando is a regional MPO, so they have Seminole, Orange, and Osceola. That those three counties are combined in MPO, and so obviously Tania was here, I think it was last meeting where she talked about the potential that we may merge our Pasco, Hillsborough, and Pinellas MPOs. So we went up there and met with that board just to kind of see how they functioned. The way that they had their city representation is they had a MAC committee. I don't remember what it was, but committee. And so if your city size was 50,000 population or more, you actually had a seat on the board. They had a 22 seat board. You could, by statute, you can have up to 25. There may be a provision to ask for more for the state legislature, but that's the kind of the cap, 25. There's just 22. If you have 50,000 more, you had a seat on the board. Any city that was below that threshold was a member of this committee, and the chair of that committee would then have a seat on that board to represent smaller cities in that range. That's kind of how they do it.
You have one person representing all the small cities?
That's correct. They have a vote. They would have the voice. Now they were very. It was a very kumbaya type of board. They all got along really well, and everybody. And there was the MAC chair was there, said never had any issues. Anything you brought up, they took care of them. So I think it's doable. But again, our dynamic is a little bit different than that. They're all kind of together around Disney. We've got Pasco, we've got Pinellas and Hillsborough. That we all kind of do our own different things or whatever. Not really coalesce together. I mean, we do cross those lines, but not kind of the same as they have up there. So I don't know how that would work out. Obviously, that's a decision that is looming that the board will make. But they wanted to go up there and kind of meet with those electeds on those boards and see how it works. And that's kind of how they do things. So it was very informative thing. More to come on that. I'll keep you guys posted as things progress on that. So, and that's all I got.
No, I just old news.
Oh,
It wasn't on the cover. We got
it's not. Yeah, so I guess we probably should have covered that first. Old business.
Yeah,
Is
that's
old business
fine.
normal?
Yeah.
4 comments. Okay, so
Normally.
jumping back to old business.
I mean, not a lot. I just want to update. Did we get our bids on the signs for Washington Street? And also with the quote for Grand, those 2 projects.
the Grand Boulevard speed bumps?
Yeah.
Yes. So Daryl, I spoke to Daryl today. He's still coordinating with Ajax, getting updated quotes for the speed bumps, and the speed signs should be coming back to council once we get the quotes put together. But that's in the process of right now. So purchasing is taking care of that. I should be seeing that tomorrow, and then bring that to the next for council approval, so we can.
I think that's all because we moved some of the other things to CRA. So.
Yeah, the Green Boulevard crossing through the CRA.
Right. So
Just to let you know, that's moving along. We cleared the DOT hurdle. I was just waiting for them to approve the final engineering that's been uploaded to the portal. I did reach out to.
So something happened between last time and this time?
Yeah, they check. Yeah, so
We got another check mark?
Get a little bit closer.
So the next step is they approve the plans and they've been working together. So they should basically give us our permit and then we go out to bid. So that's very, very close.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Any other old business?
No. The rest of it's just.
Bobby, old business?
I'm done.
Okay. You want to make the motion you like?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.